Blue Memories here on your home for Real Country Q 94.1. I am Rick Godey. Let's see, I think we got things all set and fired up in the studio here. We are streaming. Gentleman by the name of Ethan Jeffus from Minden. And Ethan, part and parcel of an initiative, actually it's his initiative, called Little Free Pantry of Louisiana. Ethan, good morning, my friend. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, before we get into this, it's a really neat concept, kind of based upon the little library, you know, if take a book, leave a book, etc. type. But talk about your past, because I've been promoting you as a junior Civitan global leader. Am I stretching that?
That's about the gist of it. Junior Civitan International Director. And so in that position, I oversaw junior Civitan clubs across the world, thousands of members and hundreds of clubs across the world dedicated to making the world a better place. So that kind of is where I got my history in volunteerism and serving the community, and really got to ignite my passion and spread that passion through different clubs around the area.
Well, you and I think, met probably 4 years ago on that, and then you came up with another initiative, but we'll get to that next, but I want to introduce the concept to our audience, and it's called the Warming Elders Tootsies.
Yep.
And go ahead, touch on that, because the Q wants to get all behind that.
Okay, so Warming Elders Tootsies, it's a sock drive initiative that was started back in 2018 through the Junior Civitan Club I was currently president of. And the whole idea was spreading holiday cheer through the gift of socks to residents of local nursing homes. And so we collected socks, we engaged with our local community, we started competitions between businesses, and over the years that's grown into competitions at Louisiana Tech with organizations, and they had a friendly competition competing to collect the most socks. And then those socks were gifted to local nursing homes.
And it extended up and down the interstate from Monroe to Minden. So let's dial that back, because that's coming up. When and where did this Little Free Pantry concept come to you?
So the Little Free Pantry Louisiana initiative kind of came to me over the summer. I have a long history in volunteering with local food banks and food pantries, and I know the need for food in our state, in our country, and in the world, but especially in our communities. And I feel a lot of people don't necessarily always see the need for food and other essentials right here where we live. Mm-hmm. So, in volunteering with local food pantries, I've always been thinking, what's a way to make food accessible to those when they need it, right when they need it? Because food pantries are available usually during business hours, during the weekday, but what about at night? What about during the weekend? And so the concept of Little Free Pantry just kind of came to me, and I said, let's start Little Free Pantries here.
When and where was the first one?
The first one was in Sibley, Louisiana. It's where my grandma's from, where my mom's from. My family has deep roots in the area, and they don't have a food pantry or a food bank, so I know that there is a need for food right there, because if you're hungry in Sibley and you want to access a resource of a food pantry, you have to go outside of the city. So why not create a resource there? And that's the whole purpose of this project.
And I'm showing, for those that are watching now and or later on our social media platforms, this is the very first one in Sibley. And one thing that I'm learning here, Ethan Jeffus, our guest here on Q94.1, and the initiative is Little Free Pantry, is that not all pantries could or should be stocked with the same items. I mean, for example, and by the way, the website or the Facebook page to go, because you have suggested lists. Like, for example, if you want to stock it up with an all Louisiana flavor, or if you want to stock it up, like tomorrow, you have a ribbon cutting for Louisiana Tech. So you're going to stock different items in there.
Yeah. And that's one thing that's really special about all these little free pantries around the state. Each and every one's a little bit different, and they have different needs. So, like the one here in Ruston at CCA, it's often stocked with things like diapers and baby formula, because there's families who go to that location, so they need those items more. The ones at Louisiana Tech, they won't have so much diapers, but they'll have other, little essential snacks, maybe ramen noodles.
Right.
And then it's not just food, so it's little free pantry. So it's food and other simple essentials. So like deodorant, soaps, anything, toothbrushes, we get a lot of those things donated, and all of those things are useful because those are things that people need.
Sure, and you walked in here into the studios this morning and gave me a little map of the little free pantries in Ruston, Louisiana. But this is not only in Ruston.
Yeah.
I've seen them. There's one in Algiers. There's one in New Orleans. There's one in Rayne and Sibley.
Yes.
So this concept is going to blossom up like mushrooms all over the state of Louisiana. Talk about that. And somehow you managed to reach and engage Billy Nungesser in creating state awareness of this.
So Lieutenant Governor Nungesser is a proud advocate of this initiative, and he's been a great supporter of it, and I'm happy to have his support.
Right.
And so Little Free Pantry Louisiana is the leading force in the state of Louisiana, implementing and connecting little free pantries around the state to fight against hunger and security.
You know, the thing that's coming to my mind, and it's great, and it is great, the food bank of Northeast Louisiana. I call them like the motherships because they have the wherewithal to do big drops and take care of big things. But these are the point of need. This is the initial, I would dare say, tip of the spear to offset hunger wherever that may be.
And so all of these are kind of connected, and that's the whole idea of it. Food pantries they come down from the mothership, the food bank. So, it starts out at the food bank, and that's the main big warehouse where all the food's stored, and then it's given down to the food pantries. And so now from the food pantries, it comes down to the little free pantries. And so often some of our little free pantries around the state are actually connected to food pantries, like CCA. Those two are really connected together. So when there is a need for that pantry and someone isn't already giving to the little free pantry, the food pantry can come in and fill the need there.
All right, I'm going to post up on the social media here. How does one start their own? Because they love the message, they hear the message. What do you recommend they do?
So if you want to start a little free pantry, get in contact with us for sure, because we want to highlight the location, assess the need in the area, and help you get it going, because we're all a community. We have community partners around the state that are managing little free pantries and helping get new ones started. So reach out to us, but the first step is to find a location where it's accessible, anyone can come anytime and get what they need, where one can be placed, and it'll be kind of secure, but also, good for people to be accessing, and then just kind of get with us. We have a builder who builds little free pantries, or if you have your own, you could build it, get it up, and then just let us know, and we'll be happy to add you to the map and promote the location.
Awesome. This is a great concept. The Little Free Pantry of Louisiana. Matter of fact, I saw on your blog, the Little Free Pantry that could.
Yeah.
What is that?
So that's just kind of talking about the initiative on the Little Free Pantry Louisiana blog. That was our first post, just to kind of talk about the project, talk about how it got started, and what efforts we're making, because it's a little but big thing. It's little free pantry, but it's meeting a big need in our state. Louisiana, 1 in 7 people in the state of Louisiana are food insecure, and that's something I feel that goes underseen at some point. So these are really meeting a need, and starting this initiative, I've traveled the state checking on the little free pantries. I'm constantly checking on the ones around the area, and I constantly see items coming and going. So it's working, and that shows that there is a need for this.
What motivates you?
I would say
not only on this, but I've known you now for 4 years, and I'm impressed.
I would say one of the biggest things that motivates me is being the change you want to see in society, being the first person to make that step, because once you make the first step, a lot of people will join you and help and support, because a lot of people have good intentions. They just need someone to get the ball rolling. And just like with this initiative, little free pantries are popping up around the state. So it's not just me doing it. It's a lot of collaboration. And so just getting the ball rolling really helped other people step up and say, hey, I want to be a part of this. What can I do?
Ethan Jeffus, our guest, and finally I'm putting up tomorrow a ribbon-cutting ceremony outside Tolliver Hall. Touch on that, and we'll let you go.
All right. So tomorrow we'll be cutting the ribbon on our newest Little Free Pantry Louisiana location at Louisiana Tech University. Mayor Walker will be there to speak on it, and we will just be celebrating the launch of this project, celebrating the expansion of it into Ruston, and telling a little bit more about the initiative. So it's happening tomorrow, Friday, November 4th at noon, on the Louisiana Tech University campus, right beside Tolliver Hall at that location.
And you want to give praise and props to Phi Delta Theta, correct?
Yep. Phi Delta Theta. they were very helpful in getting this initiative going. When I first started thinking about doing something like this back in July in the summertime, I reached out to them. I started reaching out to a lot of people saying, is this something that's feasible? What do I need to do to get this going? Can I have your support in getting this going? And once I first mentioned the idea to Phi Delta Theta, they jumped on board with it. Our president, Abram Bender, he's very active and very involved and loves getting connected with the community through this organization. And so they actually sponsored all of our existing Ruston Little Free Pantry locations. So they've been very step up and get involved in the initiative, and I thank them for that.
Ethan Jeffus, our guest, thank you for all that you do. We'll make an appointment, you and I, to come back and introduce the concept to the Q's audience of warming elders' tootsies.
Looking forward to it.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much.